What up, internet? How's it going? How's it going? How's your evening? It's your old hero host, Scumbag Sherm, is the basement protagonist, back again. As you can see, I went to a Koski training camp. They gave me a free hoodie, and I think it's pretty fly. But otherwise, I'm here with my guys tonight. My hero fellow host, Will, Fresh. What's going on with you guys?
What's going on?
What's happening, family?
Can't call it, man. Can't call it. It's another evening. It's another time on the internet. We're here to discuss things. And we're just here to kick it. Tonight, I've been indulging heavily in PeaceMaker, and I know the guys have been as well. So I think we're here to kick it tonight. Fresh, at some point, you could probably hit the intro, or we'll probably just save it for post-op. So either way, we'll figure it out. Either way. But guys, man, how y'all doing tonight? It's another discussion for the internet. So big weekend. I think we're episode 5 of PeaceMaker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask. Well, I'll just put it out there first and foremost. I'm a huge fan. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did, but I do. I'm gonna lead it off with Will tonight. and and we're gonna see, what do you think, man?
You're gonna do me. I gotta be Kobe tonight, huh?
We're gonna start with you, as we partake. We're gonna follow your lead. I'm like Rick Fox or something, and that's Derek Fisher or something. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Lord.
Well, I gotta be Derek Fisher.
I'm gonna leave that alone. I can get the internet's 1,000 reasons, but no. Nah, but we're here to talk. We're here to talk PeaceMaker, though, right? I mean, because hopefully you're fresh off the discussion last week where we were discussing the DCEU in general, and that kind of led to PeaceMaker, which honestly is an amazing product. So if you go back and listen to what we were saying last week about where the hell is it going, I think PeaceMaker kind of shows you exactly where it could be going and probably where it should be going. And so it's kind of a perfect segue to the discussion we're having tonight. So if you haven't seen the internet, go back and click on the it's somewhere. I don't know. Don't ask me. It's some kind of button that's going to magically appear. It might be down there, and you click on that, and you hear what we were riffing on last week because we had some really strong opinions. But I think PeaceMaker brings a little hope to the DCEU, and honestly, that's just what we're here to kick it tonight, And like I was saying, Will, I know he was the guy. He was like, "Hey, you guys need to watch this like immediately." So that's why we're gonna lead it off with, his initial thoughts and feelings on the whole series, and build from there.
Yeah, man. We went pretty hard on the DC last week. You guys check out that video. It's gonna be down in the subscription. In the I'm all tongue tied myself, down in the description box. But yeah, the show is amazing, man. Episode 1 had me hooked, and then 2 and 3, amazing show. I think that having it be more adult centric, a more adult approach to heroes, like Fresh talked about last week, it's got a little slight cap to it. It's kind of silly, but at the same time, you can get dropped. So just to have it, it's never going to be as big as the MCU because it's so adult. I could never watch it with my kids. But it's extremely enjoyable content, So I think this is the way forward for them. The answer has been in their face the entire time, but they just wanted to be more family centric, and now they see like, hey, this is the way forward. This is the way, like the Mandalorian. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Oh, true indeed. Because more or less, this is my type of shit. I thoroughly enjoy PeaceMaker. I did have to cut it off when the kids came in the room. But John Cena has been amazing. I haven't been a fan of John Cena in wrestling. In wrestling, he was like it was like the end of the Attitude Era when John Cena became a big star. So I had my preconceived notions about him as an actor, like it's gonna be kind of trash, for lack of a better way to say it. But I thoroughly enjoyed was that the second Suicide mission uh,
Hmm.
called
The
Suicide.
Suicide Squad. Yeah.
Yeah, where he introduced the Peacemaker role, and I wasn't expecting for that big character, that like minor villain, to be such an engaging character. Was it James Gunn? Tim Gunn?
James Gunn. Yeah.
James Gunn. Yeah, man, he's writing a titillating story where it is very mature, but is almost like the jokes you catch in PG-14 movies that are just for like, or PG-13 movies that's just like adult only adults will understand it, but it's like 100% overcharged in it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And it was crazy when I first saw it. I was watching it, and I wasn't expecting the nudity that they showed. Because I started watching it off of my kid. Like, hold on, Haiti, hold on. Let's pause this real quick.
What do you got going on over here, sir? Yeah.
Right.
Let's go on in game.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it like John Cena, he was the perfect actor for this role so far. Orange is the New Black. She was perfect in her role so far.
Hold on. Who in the hell is Orange and is the New Black? Let me look that up for the internet real quick. Keep going.
It's old girl that is
Adebayo.
yeah, the old girl with the afro, her daughter.
Mm-hmm. Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Waller.
okay. I was wondering where I seen her from. There you go. Shout out to you, Fresh. All
Yeah.
right, it all makes sense now.
So like them and you know, I love seeing depth in characters. You know what I mean? And they quirky. The writing is complex, but like it's not too complex when I'm bored. You know what I mean? There's enough action. You know what I'm saying? Like the scene in the bar when Cena was stalking the old girl, the blonde chick. What's her name? She's a hard ass. She whoop ass. And like she's like his handler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she was
Terrible
like,
with
yo,
names myself.
yeah, then you know what I'm saying? She broke off my mans that was trying to talk game to her. You know what I'm saying? She put hands on him, and then you know what I'm saying, left John Cena awestruck. You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, he basically like, yo, are you DTF? And you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying, she threw him to the curb, and then he found somebody that was DTF, and then it went straight into the DTF scene. I'm like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? That's why I had to, you know, pause and let the kids get out the room. You know what I mean? But then, you know, the DTF, she become, you know what I'm saying, a butter. They call them butterflies, right? And
all spoilers aside, internets. All spoilers.
Oh yeah, it's all spoilers.
You know, yeah, all spoilers.
And, you know, then she started whooping John Cena ass. So I was like, I was all about this action. You know what I mean? This is my type of shit.
I'm a little behind in the current episode. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, I ain't gonna lie. The characters, man, I really enjoy the characters, especially that piece of shit vigilante. You know, I hate that I love that guy. I'm like, this guy's a piece of shit. You know, but he personifies everything that I love and hate about DC. Like these characters two big characters that shouldn't matter but do. This guy's a mass murderer walking around. And you know, and somehow I give a damn about him, you know. So shout out to James Gunn for that. I do think the butterfly storyline is very interesting, and that's where Vigilante kind of made his mark known, you know, with what he did. And I just think I'm all ready for it. Just give James Gunn the whole DCEU. They let James Gunn do what he had to do in Marvel. Marvel, you know, he proved he could make something viable, and he's done it. I think he's 2 for 2 now with DC. So just let him have it. I think the PeaceMaker is like the perfect story. The story's been great. Eagly is probably my favorite character outside of the Muscle Mouth and Demon Slayer. Shout out for them. Well, I should say non-human characters. But man, it's quirky, it's violent. I love it. I need more of it. So
Yeah, he definitely found he found a path forward for him. But I kind of want to say it does kind of mesh with Zack Snyder was doing too. You saw how violent the rest of the world is anyway. Batman was violent, Superman kills. So I mean, it kind of coincides. It's kind of shot the same way to me. So
Zack Snyder was too serious though, man.
he was, but I mean, he had a little bit of jokes or whatever in there, but I mean, he did take it very serious. It was a different approach. But yeah, this going forward, man, like Vigilante, man, he's a standout character. I didn't think I would like Peacemaker after what he did, and he killed Rick Flag. I didn't even like Rick Flag that much, but I just kind of respected what he's kind of stood for, man. And then the way he killed him, I'm like, I don't see how they could make a series off of this guy. Everybody's gonna hate him. And then 30 seconds into the show, you see him talking to the janitor, and he's got you laughing. And I mean, he's so behind in his development as a grown man is extremely funny. So I'm excited to see where what they're going to do with him. I like the elements of each helmet having a different ability. That's dope. Just the blatant racism is hilarious.
They made
what I'm saying?
Funny, man.
Right. I mean, it's just there, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's part of the American DNA, man. It's no way to get around it. Let's laugh at it. You know what I'm saying?
To a certain extent, of course.
Right, to a certain extent. You know what I'm saying? But we don't want to get so woke that we can't laugh. You know what I'm saying? I mean, of course, it's done in a manner to where it creates conversation. It's smart. You know what I'm saying? It's smart writing. It's funny, but it makes you think. The stuff he says about women and how he talks. We've come a long way as a society, so we know that it's not acceptable. But just hearing it's very entertaining, man. And I'm enjoying the ride, man, so far.
Yeah, as long as it's framed in a certain light, mostly anything can be funny. Mostly anything. It is a lot of exceptions to that rule, but the interaction with Peacemaker and his pops was top tier comedy. When they framed Peacemaker dad for the crime. Of course, he had to be a grand wizard or something. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, when the guys start kneeling and hailing, I was just like, oh, of course. Should have known. When his dad scolded him, I kind of, already got the gist, because that's what I like about it. Like Cena's kind of playing a redemption character. Like Will said, when Rick Flag got killed, you kind of felt bad for Rick Flag, even though Rick Flag's a C-list, D-list character. You kind of felt bad, and his dying words to him is, what was it? Peacemaker. What a joke. And and it sat with Peacemaker the whole time, and I think that's wonderful, right? So the whole time it's been redemption. Clearly he's been running with whack jobs like Vigilante, killing people for no reason. So it's like, should I care about this guy? No, because you're technically a murderer, but somehow, some way, we've grown to liking the character and caring that he's kind of redeeming himself. Even when he had a moment to flinch up and he didn't want to murder the butterfly kids, you kind of felt him. I mean, I've kind of felt him. I wouldn't want to shot no kids in the face. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? That's not what I think about it.
The African dude that's the mercenary, that was some scumbag shit. Like, just murder these kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That guy's been a scumbag the whole series, bro. He's like, nah.
Hey, man, I love that dude, man. I love that dude. He's giving me serious Sam Jackson vibes. The way he cusses people out when he tells somebody F you, and the emphasis that he puts on it, man, is hilarious. One thing else I got to say about the show too is the pacing is perfect. It kind of proves that you can have a character, and unlike the CW where you got the main character like the Flash, and then he's got to have a roster of other no-name side characters that's got to have their abilities, and the show gets diluted and it talks about them more than it does the hero. This show, the pacing, something is always happening in every episode, and it is great, man. You know, it's not going to be some filler episode. It's just everything about it is working so far. I'm just hoping that they can continue the momentum.
Do you guys think this is a new trend where we're seeing big stars and these kind of silver screen type of roles? Despite our hatred for Arrow guys, our collective hatred, you know, things like Hawkeye are good shows. You know, Loki, Peacemaker. Sometimes some of these guys don't need whole movies. Peacemaker's not a guy I probably would invest a whole 2.5-hour movie in. But this series is perfect. We can, like you said, we can tempo it, we can pace it, we can build a story, you can build a character we give a damn about. Even his whole team, I really am not supposed to give a damn about, but I like his whole team. You know what I mean? So
yeah, they are on, like, you know, some covert, evil, modus operandi. You know what I mean? Like, they're literally going around just murdering people and like
pound for pound. Yeah.
Just imagine, you know what I'm saying, you Peacemaker, because like he's almost the perfect definition of an anti-hero right now. Where like, yeah, man, we're gonna kill the butterflies. Like, here, study this dossier. Like, huh? What is a butterfly? What are you telling us? And then my man, like, you know, the scumbag African. He's like, nah, we ain't gonna tell him that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
You don't need to know.
Well, yo, that's the pure like vigilante. He killed those kids with no like he had no restraint at all. Like, just give me the gun.
Yeah.
Hey man, he's giving me serious Deadpool vibes, man. I'm just waiting to see if they'll give him that healing factor, because in the comics he actually does have a healing factor. So that would be kind of dope, man. I could see him having his own series, man.
And another bright spot was the little guy,
Judo Master.
Yeah.
Oh man,
yeah.
Golden, man. The whole Cheeto scene, man.
Yeah.
Man,
that's good stuff, man. That's what I'm saying. That when we were talking about it, you know, these characters, you know, there's a lot to build from. It just takes the right guy to bring it out of them. So I really hope that even if it's not James Gunn, I hope whoever gets a DC projects kind of got, like, you know, because if you really think about it, what was the one? Shazam. That had its little quirky moments, but it just didn't live up to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there were little odd and end jokes about Batman and Superman. But I don't know. I think James Gunn is just perfect in pocket with what he's doing. So I really hope that's the underlying tone going forward. And
Shazam is a serious story. So like making it more poppy and how campy it was, you know what I'm saying? The writing wasn't up to par where it should have been. You know what I mean? So like it left you wanting more, not in a good way. But
what do you mean?
like you want, like you watch it, like you watch the show, like I desire the character is so dope that there should be more to it, more to the story, but it's not. It's almost like you're eating fast food. It's not sitting right. You know what I mean? It's like
you didn't get the picture. You didn't get the picture. Fast food burger. You got like the. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like a billboard, you know.
Yeah, man. It look like a floppy McDouble or something. You know what I mean? Like.
But you know the reason why that's happening though is because they can't figure out what they want to be. Is they know that the more serious style of storytelling that's going to bring in your adult audience is not going to get them the big money. So they're confused. They wanted a light-hearted family story. That's why they put it at Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? They wanted to kind of dumb it and play it down a little bit because they want to be like Marvel instead of just kind of leaning into it and being their own and doing their own thing.
And
I don't know, man. Marvel pretty violent. So
What have they done that's violent? What have they really done?
Yeah.
Yo,
What have-
Black Panther's violent as shit.
They're assumed violence.
Yeah.
There's no blood, but it's violent though.
Yeah, but you don't see it. Like I'll give it to DC. They'll make it known he got shot in the face.
Well, one
Yeah.
of the best
Here,
DC
you know what I'm
movies
saying?
was by Nolan. You know what I'm saying? And Nolan didn't show no blood, but yet, you know what I'm saying, it was serious and it's violent. You know what I mean? But like what you call it? My man, Chadwick is going country to country whooping ass. You know what I'm saying? Like he literally, you know.
But he ain't blowing nobody's face off though.
Right. Now, see, right. Now, if you go back and look at like Batman v Superman, even though technically there's no kind of canon because we don't know what canon is. Yeah, even Batman was 30 people died when Batman showed up. And that's not even Batman MO. You know what I'm saying? But that's how violent DC was. Shooting out depth charges and 30 goons is dying. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang.
Hey, y'all haven't seen this 5th episode, man. Wait till you see how you get down on this episode.
I was gonna say, I mean, hell, the Suicide movie was violent as hell. It wasn't assumed. It was very obvious what was going on. So,
well, it was in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, yo, you saw brain matter, like clear brain matter. Like, okay,
and one of the greatest
Tip Gun is on.
one of the greatest movie scenes of all time when they jumped. What was it? Cheetah Man? What was it? The cat dude, they dumped his ass in the water. It was like, you didn't ask him, he could swim.
Oh, Weasel.
So I end up thinking Weasel didn't die, if I recall right. I think he came back to life at the end.
No, he lived.
Yeah, so just stuff like that. You gotta, like Will said earlier, you gotta lean into that. Like, you gotta embrace that kind of zany humor, dark ass humor. Because living in Gotham, shit would have to be funny day to day. Like, we got a man with a question mark suit that nearly blew up the city last night. Like, I got to make it through the day today. I gotta need something to laugh at. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so if I heard some dude with a rings flying around making whole jets, and you have to appreciate the grand scale that DC is on. That's why I think they need to lean way more into that kind of comedic dark stuff, because people just might die. A guy like PeaceMaker just might have something going on that he needs to save the world. You know what I'm saying? I think the stakes are just way higher on the DC world, and they just need to keep reflecting it.
Yeah, they just need to lean into the punch, man. Lean into the punch and just commit to a direction. I'm hearing that James Gunn's this next Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is going to be his last film with Marvel. I don't know how true that is, but I'm hoping, man, DC, man, they need him. They need to grab this guy up, man.
I think you're about to take the whole DCEU. Like, I'll take it all.
I don't know, man. I don't know how much. I just don't want everything to be like this. You know what I'm saying? Just like Fresh was talking about Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is very good.
Yeah.
But it's so zany and crazy every episode. It's like, come on, man, can't y'all just do some regular schmegular, you know what I'm saying? Do some regular schmegular shit every once in a while, man. It's just like, it's too out there all the time. So I'm just hoping if they were to bring him and put him in a role like Kevin Feige, I don't want the whole DCEU to be like super zany, super just had the same tone. We gotta, kind of mix and match it a little bit too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, it's more or less is all about the director's vision, how you're gonna move with it, and we obviously know how Gunn's director vision is. We've seen it countless times, even in Guardians, minus the overt violence. It is quirky. It is tons of one-liners. You know what I'm saying? That actually hit. It is pop references that only the few will know. You know what I mean? So. And then you're hit with major demographic references, things of that nature. But like they should have a crew of directors, and each one have their own vision. But continuity, that's the only thing I want from DC. Like, you look at Guns from the Suicide Squad movie Well, you can look at the Harley movie, then you go into the Suicide Squad movie, then you go into the Peacemaker and the Doom Patrol. You know what I'm saying? It's like one vision. You know what I mean? So like you can add on the serious shit. That's cool. You know what I mean? You can add on more of the toned down stuff. It's cool, but some continuity, man. Like I don't need eight different Batmans and 4 different Supermans. You know what I mean? To get your point across. Let's. Oh my bad. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. I mean, you're right though, because the Harley Quinn show kind of set. I honestly believe kind of set the tone of what it could be. Once you start making fun of your big 3 heroes, you know the game has changed, and Harley Quinn was pushing the buttons in that animated show. So it seems as though the powers that be at DC are not saying this is going to be the outright what it is. We're just going to always take a dump on Batman and Superman, but we're always going to be able to look at ourselves and tell a joke. The only thing I don't know, and I don't think is going to happen, I don't think you're going to get any moments like that in this upcoming the Batman movie, or whenever you watch it. It might have already dropped by the time you watch it. Who knows? But I don't think you're going to get a lot of those moments where Batman's looking in the mirror and making fun of themselves. The things we've gotten used to from, say, the animated projects of like Teen Titans Go, if you even watch that type of stuff. But it's kind of all scale in the same kind of way, where they kind of look in the mirror and make fun of themselves, and I'm fine with that. But if you don't get any buy-in from your big 2 characters in that same type of vein, I don't think it's gonna work. So with Gunn leading all of DCEU, I think it could work, but I don't think he's got to be that says, "Hey, Superman has to do X, Y, and Z." You know what I mean? I don't think they ever will either, and that's unfortunate. So
they gotta be levels to the tones though, because like you think like we just talking about how the multiple shows we just talked about, how campy, how the colors are vibrant, things of that nature. But then you know what I'm saying, there's a 180 when you go to your main characters. It's dark, it's brooding, it's moody. You know what I'm saying? Like the if you look at the trailers for Batman, my man Twilight ain't say not one word. You know what I mean? All he doing is looking sad. He looking down and looking sad. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be very serious.
Brooding. Yeah.
He's gonna break a femur or 2. And then
but that's the thing. The whole persona of Bruce Wayne, he hasn't developed that yet. You know what I'm saying? That's why he hasn't put the mask of Bruce Wayne on yet. So we won't probably see that until the end of the movie to kind of be able to differentiate himself between himself and Batman to the public. So
all right, let's not get into this too much. You know, I think we definitely gonna have a discussion about that damn movie, because the trailers aren't leaving me wild, but that's whatever. I just trying to think back onto it, how it relates back into Peacemaker and what we're seeing. Personally, I just think Peacemaker is going to be a better product that I can enjoy more, that I can watch later. Don't get me wrong, I'm going to watch that Batman, but I'm really hoping it's not just I watched it to say I watched it and I don't really care about it. I don't want to expound on it. I don't care who this Batwoman is. I don't care about Twilight being Batman. I don't care about the Riddler. None of that. You know, get me back to whatever James Gunn is doing. I don't know.
You just touched on it, fam. You just touched on it. Mm-hmm. Replay value.
Yeah.
I can tell you, after I wrap up this Peacemaker series, the first season, months down the line, I know I'm gonna revisit it just for the hilarity of it. You know what I mean? So like, I don't need to revisit Justice League, the 4-hour magnum opus. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
He's not wrong though. He is not wrong.
You know what I mean? Or like, even though I love Batfleck, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one thing, not slight sidebar. You know what I'm saying? My man that played the eighth nigga that played the Flash, they was sitting in the car with Batfleck, and he was like, "Yo, man, what's your superpower?" And Batfleck was like, "Money."
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what? Yo, man, we can have a whole episode about white privilege and money, but we don't need to delve down because that literally was like, that made me believe that man was the top tier villain that he is. That one statement. And like, I think this whole, because like, you know what I'm saying, like, everybody deal with shit, you know what I'm saying, like, we all go through stuff, You know what I'm saying? Like, and this movie is showing like I remember previously, Twilight. They showed the bat symbol, supposed to be the gun that shot his parents as a symbol or something like that, melted down into whatever bat symbol, whatever. And like you're a billionaire, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out here with less than you that deal with more trials and tribulation. Don't think they got it solved. They get their therapy breaking femurs and clavicles. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no, trust me, internet. We're gonna have a real deep dive on what Batman really is. Okay, so hero or villain? We really gonna.
Oh man, we got to get into this, man. We're gonna have to square up on this.
Yeah,
but see, that's the thing. So we feel like the thug that he is.
I don't agree with that, internet.
He's an unlikable character, but John Cena, we know he's a mass murderer. We know Vigilante is a mass murderer, but the writing is so compelling that we actually root for these guys. Instead of seeing the white privilege of Bruce Wayne in all his facets and forms, you want to see him jail.
But people love villains. People love Thanos. You know what I'm saying? You got people that's in love with Thanos. Thanos was right. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Nah, man. Come on. Y'all love Zemo. Y'all love, you know what I'm saying? Y'all love all the Marvel villains. They can go around mass murdering and killing, and people they got fan pages for them, man. So I don't really want to hear the hate on the Batman.
The rationale and reason. Hold on, wait. Squash that. Yo, he's an accessory to all the types of murders, man. How Batman literally, I know my man just said it. The Peacekeeper just said it, and it's like the truest thing ever. Like, Arkham Asylum has the worst security possible. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. Like, yo.
Hey, but why you acting like he the only hero that does this? Every hero we've read does the same thing. They take the villains to prison, and they break out and they kill people and do more heinous shit. Why y'all zeroing in on Batman?
Listen,
Tony Stark can change the world with his arc reactors. He chooses not to, right?
Well, he's a scumbag too.
All of them are scumbags.
We gonna say
all of them are scumbags.
I feel the passion. Man. I like the passion. We gotta save it. I feel like it, you know, bottle it for me. You know what I'm saying? Hot topic. I ain't gonna lie. I wanna hop in on
it.
Right. But you know, when it comes to PeaceMaker, I don't really, to compare it to Batman, not to get too far off of it, Batman's not a guy I want to cheer for because he's got every advantage in life to make it. Peacemaker kind of feels like a broken, like a victimized character where his dad wasn't nothing, you know what I'm saying? And he's just out here running. His best friend is like a literal piece of shit and this vigilante who's killing people for jaywalking. Like, and by the way, Vigilante's like a worse. He's a worse antagonist than anything that Marvel's ever faced, bro. Like a serial murderer.
Hey, but do we know these things? Do we know that Vigilante, or is he just hyping himself up and making himself seem better to hang around Peacemaker? Do we know that he really killed those people?
He did murder them kids like it was nothing.
But in the service of his country. As long as you do it in the service of your country,
yeah, right.
I think God will forgive you for it.
Yeah, something like that. I really enjoy what they've been building with the show Peacemaker. John Cena and the whole crew. Shout out to all the actors and actresses who are on the show. I think honestly it's been brilliant. It's been a hell of a watch. Like we said, by the time we're done with recording this, I think the 5th episode just was released. So we're eagerly anticipating to see how the season plays out. I don't know let me ask if there was. So how do you top this? Let me ask this question: where do you go from? This is what we're riffing about in the DCEU. You can't leave me hanging. You give me this great product with Peacemaker. You can't just leave me hanging and not follow up on this, or somebody's got to take this tone up, this mantle with another character. Where does the DC go? You know what I mean?
They need a better QA staff.
Yeah, I think the people that's writing the animated stuff needs to be the ones doing the live action stuff for sure, man. They need to switch places. Ain't nobody watching the cartoons like that. I don't know why they even making the animated movies. who's buying it, who's watching it. You know what I'm saying? So you need to take those. You need to take. We're doing it, but we don't matter in the grand scheme. They don't make these shows and movies for the hardcore fans. They make it for casual moviegoers. Those are the ones who have the spare bucks to go in and watch these movies. But we have to support this at, them seeing the support and people talking about it and all the positive feedback that they're getting about the show. I think they'll lean into it more, but at the same time, we can't crap all over DC because they're not as big as Marvel because of it. So we gotta support, you know what I'm saying? They're never gonna be as big. We gotta understand that they won't be, because they're giving us this level, this kind of content, adult, mature stuff.
Very true. Because I'm just saying, like, they just need, if they have a better QA staff, because like that is a perfect option where, because their animation is top tier, way more replay value compared to things previous to Peacemaker. From Son of Batman, the stories go everywhere. You know what I mean? Because I know they're making a Flash Paradox live movie soon, but the actual animated version of it was utterly amazing. Son of Batman, you know what I'm saying? They brought in the whole story of it, of Ra's al Ghul and his new kid Damien, from the Night of the Owls. You know what I'm saying? Where it's early shit with I know the Owl's supposed to be in the new Batman, I believe. Somehow, but that's neither
Good art.
But that story, you know what I'm saying? We seeing Batman getting his ass whooped by the owl guy. You know what I'm saying? He's learning how to scrap. You know what I'm saying? He's still fresh in the game. You know what I mean? So like, that writing has been top tier, top shelf. The wordplay has been top tier, top shelf. So just slide them over to the real life stuff, you know what I'm saying? Get that squared away. You know what I mean? We'll be talking about we have almost a 180 view on the whole DCEU if that writing staff probably was in place.
Yeah, man, because they've done such irreparable damage, and it's not just the writing; it's the executives being greedy and second guessing the talent. And then you got some talent like Margot Robbie and different producers that come in and they have vision, and they're not trying to, like Todd Phillips, they're getting ready to do another Joker. Oh, I don't want to connect it to nothing. I just want to do my own thing. Everybody's coming in with this singular mindset. I'm not trying to build nothing. Let me just take, this character and do what I want to do with it. And it's not a spirit of camaraderie in trying to build something and turn the company around. Everybody from the top to the bottom is working to achieve their own goals. I'll say another thing, like this writing on this newest season, the Titans, I believe is 4. Young Justice actually is some of the best writing I've seen. It just basically highlights like Vandal Savage being the father of all metahumans. It's dope. And I'm like, if they can do this on this show, why can't they do this in the movie?
Facts.
Yeah, I've often wondered that too. I don't know why. I don't know why, and we riffed a lot about it, in previous episodes. Like, I don't know why. The one-off thing is cool, but it doesn't make sense to tie up these great characters and not tie them together. It really doesn't. So I really hope Peacemaker isn't like a one-off thing where, we get to enjoy this great story. I feel like it'll be back for a season 2. I don't know if that's been verified. I feel like it'll be back because somebody's got to keep the story going. The only thing I don't know of how involved will James Gunn be. Will we start getting his understudy? Does Cena want to be involved? Things of that nature. But I think the precedence they've set is very high. The bar is high. The show's great. The characters are great. I'm hoping that we just stay consistent with this thing. Obviously, the Batman as being a number 1 and number 2 license in all of DC, that stuff usually sets the tone. But hopefully, the Warner Brothers people listen to the fans and say, yeah, let this happen, let that happen. Because sometimes the fan actually does know what the hell they're talking about. And if they would have listened to the fans, they probably wouldn't be as much, in dog water as they are right now. Because as I listen to us three, hero scumbags having our opinions, they're totally different, and it's no reason as to why. You know what I mean? That's all on DC because you have no continuity. The fans have no continuity. We have no idea what to expect. All we have is expectations, and somebody is always going to be disappointed. So, I'm enjoying the hell out of this PeaceMaker ride, but unfortunately, it's feeling like a one-off. You know what I mean? And that's what I hate most about it all.
Yeah, I just love that. I love the world building that they're doing, man. That world building, just kind of just light-heartedly, just kind of talking about matter eating man, Batmite. The neighbor talking, about Batman. He's a dark creature of the night, and you know what I'm saying. It's wonderful, man. You know what I'm saying. I'm like, that's all you got to do is just do a little name dropping. I mean, you have properties like Birds of Prey where they have a character and they completely erase the identity of the character, but it's supposed to be the character in name only. They don't have costumes. It's all about Margot Robbie, and it's just too much of that greedy. It's about me going on there, and somebody needs to be like, no. I'm like, who's greenlighting some of this stuff? You'll go from a hit like Aquaman to a complete belly flop like Birds of Prey, and I'm like, who's greenlighting? I thought they put that Hamada guy in there to kind of be the Kevin Feige, but I'm not seeing it, man. And I don't know. It's kind of the fans work against their own properties as well, like we discussed in the previous video. But we got to support it, whether something's good or bad. The Marvel fans, MCU fans, they go hard for it. Period. It's not until I said like 6 months to a year later that they start the hype starts to die down and they start asking questions like, well, maybe that don't make much sense. But we have to be that passionate about the properties over here at DC as well.
I agree, Will. I agree. And to be honest, I just really hope the executives at DC are as passionate as the fans are, because I don't want to waste my passion. I mean, I'm not getting any younger. I've been a fan. I've been watching DC movies since 1990, like legit. So I'm not getting any younger. I want to see things done right at this point. You know what I mean? I've invested a lot of time. I've seen Arnold Schwarzenegger Batman. That was a total waste of my time. You know what I'm saying? You gotta repay me. Now, Chris Nolan, but the big payoffs got to happen, man. I've invested too much time, video games, comic books, all that stuff, and just to see it all go by the wayside. The one-offs are great. I know the one-offs are great because I know these characters are great. But to tie them all in, DC could do it right if they do it right, and they just need some kind of direction. And I believe internets, and I hope you believe like me, and I hope you will, feed into the discussion and get some comments and feedback, that I think that PeaceMaker is setting the tone for what could be in Marvel, what should be in Marvel, and hopefully will be in Marvel. But I don't know. Hopefully the Marvel execs see it like we do. I wonder if you see it like we do. I wonder, if you agree with me, Will, and Fresh, and the Facebook protagonist here. So obviously we appreciate you, listening and watching. So we appreciate, see how you feel about what we've been discussing tonight. PeaceMaker discussion, DCU, and things of that nature. I love the show. I just don't want it to be a one-off. Can it be a tone setter? That's what I'm wondering. That's what we're wondering. You know what I'm saying? Fresh and Will, I don't know if you think it'd be a tone setter or something that can be, because at one point I honestly believe they tried to give the DCEU to Margot Robbie and what's her name? Harley Quinn.
They did.
For the better or worse, I don't know. She's a very popular character. Cool, but that doesn't mean she should be the focal point of the whole DC verse. I don't think it should be PeaceMaker either, but I do believe this tone is where you should lean right into this, being very violent. The stakes are being very high. I don't want to say like human life doesn't matter in the DCU, but it should be very because again, these are God level guys. No, it shouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody has extinction level powers.
Yeah, a lot of guys get in the Earth. You know what I mean? Star Labs have a bad day, the Earth's over. You know,
Mhm.
so I'm all for it, man.
But that's what I love about this is that James Gunn has proven, just like he did with Guardians of the Galaxy, all these hundreds and how many, probably thousands of I don't want to say 100,000, but thousands of characters that they got. We all had those little encyclopedias with all them different characters. We haven't never seen any of them on the big screen. So he's
No.
proven that I can take a polka dot man and make him a household name. And they need to stop focusing on, as much as I love him, stop focusing on Batman so much. You need to have a solid Batman. You do need to have him represented. But every 2 years, you don't have to have another Batman. You don't need 50 of them. You can move away from Wonder Woman. You can move away from Superman a little bit, but you do need, those are core foundational characters. But I love seeing like King Shark. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. You know what I'm saying? You take a unknown like Deadshot. Deadshot is kind of popular in the comics, but what's Idris Elba's version, the black version of Deadshot?
Stringer Bell.
Yeah, Stringer Bell's version of in Suicide Squad, the cool guy with the guns. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So you're taking, I could watch a series with that guy. You know what I'm saying? So he's proven that, you know, you can take these characters nobody's heard of, make them household names, and people will love them. And you looking at merchandising, and I mean, there's so much that can come with it. So I think they're slowly starting to get it.
Slowly but surely, I'm hoping. I feel like we, as the internet, the community, DCU fans, and things of that nature, we got to constantly keep kicking them in the ass to make sure they get what we're trying to make them understand. We want better. So, you know, here at the Basement Protagonist, that's all we want. It's better. And I hope the internet feels like us. And I hope you know, we can discuss it. So if you feel like we feel, drop something in the comments, like, subscribe, follow, you know, and we can go from there. If you like what you've been hearing, because the content's been great, as we're going to wrap it up tonight, you know, we can find us on Spotify and YouTube, of course, Facebook. It's been scrolling all night, Instagram and Twitter. So I hope you go ahead and give us a follow and a like. We try to stay involved and active on social media, so just that we can keep this conversation going, this and many more like it. So with that being said, I'm gonna let this, you know, die where it lies. And fellas, if you got any 2 cents to add tonight, I'm gonna let you go ahead and get off real quick. Pause.
No, I got it off my chest. Yeah, definitely pause on that.
I mean, it looks like fresh is okay. So we're gonna wrap it up on that note. Internet, we'll see you next time, man. It's the Basement Protagonist. We'll get at you, man. Peace.
Peace.